right, so remembering, so this is Gong, which is a ancient Chinese practice. It means moving energy or movement with energy. I think I might close this door.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to remember that move where we went.
Yeah, I
Down.
I just do my own.
All right. So maybe we can start with why don't we do as you take a breath in, feel the energy of the breath, pull your hands together. Maybe breathe out and let them fall. Back together. Just bringing our hands together in front of us. This is a sign or a posture that's universally known to mean peace, actually.
Boy, do we need that.
Yes. Perhaps taking a few moments just to feel our own energy. Maybe giving thanks for the life that we have, extending that towards others. Perhaps we can go to having our hands on our abdomen, maybe just above the belly button. Feel how the stomach rises with the in-breath and how it falls with the out-breath. There's really no need to change your breathing in any way. Actually, you can just let yourself be breathed and feel it. The purpose of this activity is really just to bring ourselves into this moment with our own energies and the energy around us. Now that we're kind of centered in this moment, perhaps we can just move our feet apart a little bit, about shoulder width. I took my shoes off so I can kind of feel all the parts of my feet touching the ground, maybe feeling around 4 points of contact, 2 up at the front of the foot, and 2 at the back of the foot, which kind of holds us up like this. Perhaps slowly shifting the weight to 1 foot, gently, very gently, and then to the other. Moving with the energy of our breath. Perhaps with the in-breath to one side and with the out-breath to the other. Perhaps imagining we're a seaweed at the bottom of the ocean, and as the waters are swaying back and forth, we feel that energy moving our bodies back and forth. Perhaps feeling how when we transfer our weight to one side, the other foot gets lighter, and then shifting gently in the other direction, the other foot gets lighter. Perhaps slowly and gently coming to stillness a little bit more with every movement to the side, a little bit less movement. As if the ocean's getting calmer and we're coming to this very center right here. This next Qigong, as we take the in-breath, feel our wrists rise up right near our body. And with the out-breath going forward and down. This is called the basic wave. The energy of the breath pulling the hands up. The energy of the out-breath pushing it down and forward. You can imagine how the energy of an ocean wave is just like this. breath pulling the hands up. The out breath pushing the hands down. Remember feeling as if the energy of the in-breath is really what's pulling your hands up. And the energy of the out-breath is really what's pushing the hands out. Perhaps with the in-breath bringing in love and peace and the gentleness that we wish for our loved ones and ourselves. Feeling the energy around us, helping fuel us in our movements. After this out breath, bringing our hands down and then moving into our next Qigong called opening the heart, with the in-breath bringing the hands up, and with the rest of the in-breath bringing the hands out, opening your heart up to the universe. The out-breath bringing them in and bringing down, back with the in-breath. Half of the in-breath bringing the hands up, the other half pulling them out with your breathing energy. And back towards center and back down. Opening our hearts up to our loved ones and our community, to the universe and all living things. We are all brothers and sisters and connected in this universe. Feeling the energy of our breath, coordinating our movements. Bringing our hands down, center and down, and then moving to our next Qigong called embracing the world, crossing our wrist at the in-breath, pulling up and then bringing our hands down, back with the in-breath, the energy of the universe pulling us up. The out breath bringing the hands down. The energy of our breath pulling our hands up, the out breath pushing them down. Simply being here with our own energy in our bodies and the energy around us in this moment. Right now, we're not in the past, we're not in the future, so we're not being depressed or we're not being anxious. We're simply being at peace in this very moment. When this very moment is really the only moment that exists at this time. The past is gone, the future is not here yet. Not getting caught up in our thoughts, just being here with our energy. Moving with your own breath and at your own pace. Embracing the world. Accepting everything as it is, because that's how it is. Bringing our hands down from this one last time, and then going to a qigong that's just a little bit the opposite, called kneading the dough. Bringing our hands up with the in-breath this time, outward, and then breathing out, pushing down the dough. Going at your own pace and listening to your body and finding your balance. Be gentle and kind to yourself. Moving comfortably. The energy of the in-breath pulling the hands up. The energy of the out-breath pulling, pushing down. Really feeling that energy of the in-breath. Feeling it pull those hands up in the air. Feel the out-breath energy kneading the dough, pushing down. As I was talking about last time, this is a practice that there are many hospitals in China that this is all the medicine they use to help people with their illnesses. And I'm told that any morning in the streets, certain areas, you can see hundreds of elders and people practicing this. By accepting and not rejecting the energy around us and the energy from the universe. Fulfilling our full potential. Pushing down. In-breath, pulling our hands up, and the out-breath, pushing them down. Being here with our bodies as we are, without judgment, simply accepting ourselves as we are, just experiencing our lives. Without being caught up in the stress of our obligations and problems. Perhaps one more in-breath, bringing the hands up, and one more out-breath, pushing them down. Moving into our next qigong, the archer. With the in-breath, pulling the hands out or pushing the hands out. One direction, and then the other hand in the other direction. The in-breath, bringing our hands to the center. The out-breath, pushing our hands out. Or perhaps the out-breath pulling the hand in and the in-breath pulling the hands out. Whatever feels right, whatever feels comfortable. There's not a wrong way to do this. This is not to be created on or not to be perfected. This is simply to be as we are with ourselves in this moment, without judgment. Being kind to ourselves. Letting go of our tendency, as all humans tend to do quite a bit of the time, to criticize ourselves inside our head throughout the day. Letting go of those thoughts and just being and moving, being with our energy. Perhaps you can picture the in-breath filling into your body and into your arm, and forcing your hand out, and the out breath pulling the air out and allowing your arm to fall back to the center. Remember that we're allowing the energy of our breath to control our movements. Perhaps with the in-breath, picturing ourselves taking energy from those around us and from the universe around us. It's all here for us to share. The energy is constant, just transforms into different forms. We know this. We all share all the same source of energy. We're all connected by the universe. Listening to our bodies and being gentle and kind to ourselves. If you have to change position a little bit of your feet, that's okay. If you have to modify the moves in any way, that's okay too. Just be in this moment with our energy. Positive energy from those around us here in our little community we've created in this room. We can extend that to the outward community and really to all living things. We know for a fact that every time we take a breath, we bring in so many molecules and atoms into our chest and lungs that have been breathed in and out by those around us and those before us. Literally, we are sharing the air that our ancestors breathed in and out. We're very connected to our ancestors this way. This energy that we use for our movements, we actually have shared with our ancestors. It's very powerful and very true. This is scientifically proven. Very real. Bringing our hands to the center. We can let them drop to the side, and we can move into our next Qigong called the big guy. With our in-breath, becoming big. With our out-breath coming back to the center here. The energy of our in-breath pulling our hands out. The energy of the out-breath bringing our hands down to the center. Perhaps when we're opening up to being the big guy, we can feel ourselves taking in all the positive energy of the universe. Because it's ours to share with everybody and with the universe. Simply feeling our energy. Feeling how our breath moves us. I always keep a memory of what Lao Tzu, who's the father of Taoism, said. Those who are living in the past are depressed. Those who are living in the future are anxious. Those who live right here in this moment without judgment are at peace. And if you think about it, really, there's really no point of living in the past or the future. Because this is where we are right now is what's important. filling us, moving our bodies. Perhaps with the next in-breath, bringing our arms up. And breathing out, allowing our one hand to fall to the side. Breathing in, bringing it to the center, and then with the out-breath energy, moving the other hand to the side. In this Qigong that we call the rainbow dance. In-breath, pulling the hand out, out-breath. In-breath, pulling the hand in. Out-breath, pushing the hand out. This rainbow dance, we can coordinate these movements with our breath and perhaps picture that each one of our fingers is drawing one of the colors of the rainbow. Feel the energy of those colors coming out of the tips of your fingers. Perhaps connecting our energy to the energy of a rainbow. If the sun comes out today, a rainbow might even form outside because of the rain earlier. We're connected to all those energies that create these forces that are all around us, nature and spirit and the universe. We're all a part of that. One big community, whether we believe it or like it or not. Perhaps the shoulders may get tired, and if it's more comfortable for you, you can make adjustments any way you need to. Simply making sure that we're with the energy of our breath and we're staying at this very moment with ourselves. Perhaps with the next in-breath, bringing our hands down to our sides and changing our feet position a little bit right now and taking one foot and pointing it off in any direction that feels comfortable. The other foot kind of pointing at this angle, which I would call a 45-degree angle, just a little bit apart, making a little triangle maybe. And then with the in-breath, gently, once you find your balance, perhaps bending your knees a little bit if that works better for you. With the in-breath, bringing the front of the front foot up. And with the out-breath, putting that down and bringing the heel of the back foot up. We call this rocking. In-breath, pulling the front foot up. Out-back breath, pulling the back foot up. Gently and slowly with the energy of our breath, not having to change our breath in any way, simply feeling our breath the way it is, allowing ourselves to be breathed. Perhaps bringing your hands close to one another as if we're holding a ball of energy right in front of us. I can feel that energy between my hands even without them touching, and that's this ball of this energy that we're sharing with the universe. Perhaps with the in-breath, bringing that ball around, bringing into us the energy around us and breathing it out, projecting our own energy out to the universe around us and our communities. Breathing in, bringing in the peace and love with those around us. Breathing out, giving that back to your community. Perhaps gently pushing your hands closer, feeling how that energy resists that. Perhaps now maybe switching to where the other foot becomes the front foot. The other foot can become the back foot. Breathing in, pulling the front foot up, breathing out, letting the back heel ride, grabbing your energy ball, projecting our energy in this direction now, finding your balance, taking your time and being gentle. Bringing the ball in and bringing all the energy of those around us. The out breath projecting our own energies towards those around us, sharing our energy. Letting go of any thoughts of judgments, just simply being here with our bodies. Noticing how when we're using so many movements at once, it's kind of hard to get caught up in thoughts actually, and forces us to stay here in the moment. Simply being here as we are. Perhaps after this next in-breath, bringing that last bit of energy from the universe into us, coming back to the center, and perhaps going to a little bit simpler move. Let's do the big guy again for a little bit. Breathing in, coming big, breathing out, going to the center. John Kabat-Zinn, who's the founder of the mindfulness-based stress reduction clinic out in Massachusetts, always says that as long as we are still breathing, there is more right with us than there is wrong with us. I always remember that when I start catching my mind beating up myself for some shortcoming that I perceive, that I don't do this good enough, or that I did that wrong, and letting all that go and knowing that there's more right with me than there is wrong with me as long as I'm breathing. Simply accepting things as they are and being here with myself in the moment. That way I could be at peace. hands in with our in-breath and opening up to the world. Breathing out, giving a piece of ourselves back to those around us. Since it rained a little bit today, I think I'll try another Qigong we haven't tried yet. Perhaps coming to center. I'd like to take my wrist, leading with my wrist, taking the in-breath, moving across, and out-breath coming down like the rain, and then flowing with my breath the other direction as if it's the river. So breathing in, feeling the precipitation move up and creating the clouds and moving across like the clouds, and then falling down like rain into the river which flows this way. This is a real cycle that happens. It's always happening in multiple directions. Perhaps, if you feel comfortable doing it, we can actually get two hands involved. As the cloud moves across, the river flows, and then rain falls, and they can switch. Taking your time, just with the breath doing these movements. You might be noticing that it's easy to get your arms tangled up to them. In-breath moving up and down, out-breath moving across, in-breath moving up and down, out-breath moving across. Always allowing the energy of the breath to move our bodies here. Right now we're being connected to nature by acting out this process that really happens. Allowing our wrists to lead and our hands to follow. Going at your own comfortable pace, finding your own balance. Hands moving across together. Cross together, and switching spots. Cross together, and switching spots. Bringing our hands down to our sides now. Trying a move we call synthesis. Bringing our hands to the center. Perhaps for a moment feeling that belly rise with the in-breath and fall with the out-breath. In synthesis, we put together a number of different movements. Start the out-breath, ringing the bowl, breathing in, bringing it into our chest, breathing in some more and opening our heart, breathing out and gathering the energy from the earth, offering that energy up to the heavens, whatever that means to you. Perhaps collecting from it some energy from the heavens, bringing it down here. Bringing up two rainbows. Bringing our fingers down as if they're going through silk. Coming back to the center. Again, ringing the bowl. Coordinating this with your breath, however it feels comfortable. opening your heart, gathering the energy balls, offering them up to our community, taking back from our community, bringing up 2 rainbows, offering that rainbow energy to our community, bringing our hands down through silk, ringing the bowl, opening our heart. Perhaps this time we gather some energy, but maybe give some energy right back to the earth. Coming back up and going back to the universe and bringing some back in from there. Bringing up 2 rainbows, projecting that energy from ourselves to those around us. Hands through silk. Back to center. Ringing the bowl. Coming in and opening the heart. Gathering that energy, offering that energy up. Bringing up 2 rainbows. Hands back down through silk. Back to the center. Feeling that in-breath raise the belly and the out-breath let it fall. Perhaps in closing, to bring our feet together and bring our hands back together in this symbol universally recognized as peace, and perhaps wishing peace to all living things. Thank you, guys. So I'll try to get